Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you some binder mail that I created along with another little package of embellishments that just wouldn't fit in the binder itself that I have to send out to a friend. Christmas is long over. We were doing a Christmas binder mail swap, but yes, life got busy and we're running a little behind, but that's okay. So just wanted to share the binder. I used an old Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, a vintage cookbook binder that I had. And I love that because this friend of mine loves her Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. So I used some vintage Christmas fabric here on the cover, and I just wrapped it around this piece of chipboard and used it as the cover of the binder. And then I made a little shaker here with some tulle and my sequins. And then I used the Holidays collection from Simple Stories that came out this year. That's really most of the scrapbook paper that I used, that I was playing with. So that's what this piece is from, and this piece. And then this was just some paper that I turned into a ruffle. These little stars I've had for a while. They're from Hobby Lobby. And then I just used some Edith Holden book page there with some punches. And this is an old pot holder that actually my grandma made my mom. I have learned, because I have a bunch of them, as a wedding gift when she got married, and my mom passed them on to me for my projects. So the fact that this is a kitchen cookbook binder and then that pot holder is on there, I just love it. And I think the colors are perfect too. And then up here I just did a little cluster with some vintage buttons there. So getting into the binder, I'm so excited. I used some of the dividers that came in the cookbook itself. So here I just made a pocket in the front, and I kind of got to the point where I wanted to make her things that she could use in her junk journal, whether the paper line worked or not. I started out playing with the paper line for this collection, but then I just started mixing in some other things as well. So I have this vintage music book from 1910, and it's really cool because it is a subscription that they had back then, but it was the December issue. So it had some old Christmas advertisements in it, and I just used my laser printer to print off some of those that she could use for ephemera then in another project of her own. So I just shared those with her, and you can see that I just lined this pretty much like you would if you were making a junk journal. So lots of fun. This is another Christmas ad that came out of that music book. Just thought those are so fun. You can use those in a lot of different ways. And then I made some tags just with some vintage music in the background and a Merry Christmas tag tied onto the top of that. And then I used a Tim Holtz Christmas stamp on the back. And some other tags that I made. This I used some sewing paper I decoupaged on there. This came from the Holidays collection. So I just sewed it, crinkled up some seam binding, and then some music paper there. All right, so then in the binder, I have a video. I was sharing videos on my channel during Christmas where I created the ice skate. So here I just used the divider and added my scrapbook paper and a doily and some washi. I did do some stitching around the page, added a few of the flowers that I made. Then here on the back side, I added one of those Christmas tree shakers I had made, and then I made some more little embellishments like that. So I used one on the cover, and then I just stuck my extra pieces in here. Some painted on little punch outs of music paper, the extra pieces from the embellishments that I didn't make, just so she could play around with them if she wants to next year. Here I used one of those manila envelopes, and here in the front I just took some of the cut aparts from that collection, added some tea-dyed paper and stamping to the back of them, just some glossy accents on the front and some stitching, so she could use those as journaling cards. They got a little bit of gold paint on there, but they're cute. And then here, let's see. Oh, I was sharing different vintage Christmas ephemera with her. Some holiday party invites, Christmas card, an old airmail envelope, a Santa tag. She likes to make junk journals too, so I know she'll enjoy those. Here on this side, I just have some of those embellishments I made with those little pieces I showed you a minute ago. So here I used the glassine bag and I put those hot cocoa embellishments in here that I made. I just added a little ruffle, an embellishment there, a little stamp that says Christmas calories don't count. Oh, trust me, they do. I am now dealing with those Christmas calories. Anyway, I added that to the glassine bag, and then just for a little added decoration, I used some book pages and just cut out a hot cocoa recipe there, and then a white hot cocoa mix is decorating the backside. So then on this page, used that divider again, added some avocado dyed paper, did some stamping, shared some more of those poinsettia flowers and those swans I made. Here I had made some of these fancy rosettes, shared a few of those with her. And then down here in this glassine envelope, let's see, oh that's right, I had just punched out these little bow dies and added some vintage buttons to those. Here, another glassine bag. I put a spiced cookie mix recipe on that, chocolate covered peanut clusters there. And then in here I just tucked some of those bow, did I do a video on these? I don't think so. Some bow embellishments. Added a little bead dangle there, and they're shakers as well. I didn't decorate the top of this bag. I just felt like all these colors and patterns were starting to get to me, so. And then here on this divider, I created a few pockets, and again with the cut aparts, these are journaling spot type cut aparts, so I just sewed them, put some gold paint on them, and left them as is, and she can use those in anything, in any of her projects. So I did quite a few of those. And then here in the back, I used some slides, some old photo slides, and made these embellishments. I have videos on my channel, not these specific ones, but different photo slides I've created. Those are so much fun. I think they're one of my favorite things to make. So then here in the back cover, I have a little pocket up here at the top with some red and green vintage game tickets. And then in this pocket, I have a old Christmas bingo card. One of those journaling cards I made on a video, and then just the extra pieces from the bow die cutting. I like these pieces of foam. You could use those on something. And then the leftover bows that didn't get used on the embellishments I made. So that is the whole binder. I have to find a way that I'm going to close it, but it's pretty full. So I'm probably just going to wrap some seam binding around it, since I did forget. I wanted to make a tie, and I always forget sometimes when I make those covers to add that under that paper. So that's the binder, and let me just share with you what I put in this little package. So I am in love with these bags from Dollar Tree. They usually have red ones, but they did not have one this time when I went in there. So I'm using a black one from my stash, and I just made this bead dangle for her. I am not an expert in making beads in any way, but I have a lot of fun with it, and I love them. So this one, I just added a little reindeer charm to the top, my beads here that kind of match the collection, and then I just added a little Christmas tree charm to the bottom. So here in the front, I just tied a little pom-pom, again, learning to make little handmade pom-poms. And here I added a snowflake ornament and a vintage paper coaster, a wooden Christmas tag here, and then some Santa tags from Hobby Lobby here in this packet. So getting into the bag, I have quite a few things in here. So let's see, I'll reach from the back. So I had, you know, more journaling cards from that video that I wanted to share with her. And then just some junk journal ephemera that I have, some old bingo game pieces. Let's see, is this bingo? Just some old Christmas game pieces, some vintage Christmas postcards. I love those. And then here's some more embellishments that I made. I made some of these little ribbon clips that say Merry Christmas. Added a little gold bullnose clip to those. And then here I made some of these earring dangle charms. These are a lot of fun. So this one says Noel, this one is Joy and Mary, and I just did some beading there. And then this one, I made some bottle cap charms. Again, using stickers from that Holidays collection, and then just added some beads. So then I wanted to make her a little embellishment box. So this was a leftover piece that I had while I was working on the binder. So I just added that to some red seam binding as a closure for this embellishment box. And I taped it shut, so I'm not going to open it, but I just shared some Christmas charms with her, some of those earring loops so she can make her own, some of those ribbon clasps so she could make her own charms, some bullnose clips, some Christmas charms, some beads that I wire wrapped, some bottle cap charm pieces, some other little Christmas embellishments and other little heart embellishments, and then some mini tiny pink pom-poms. So that is that embellishment box. And then I shared some trims with her, just some of the Christmas trims that I've had for a while that I love every year, and some lace. I shared some peppermint pieces that she could put in a shaker mix. I shared some of these little Starbucks coffee charms that I had gotten on Ally, a little box of Christmas stickers. In this package, I'm not going to open it up, but it's some of those photo slides so she could make some embellishments of her own. And then I made a beaded pen charm. All these months that I haven't been able to be crafting, I've been watching a lot of crafty videos. So I really wanted to make a lot of the videos, the embellishments that I had been watching. So that is everything that is my swap for this binder mail swap. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that she loves it. I'll share this video, of course, after she receives it, so I don't ruin any surprises. I had a lot of fun working on Christmas projects, but definitely ready to move forward. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.